Good evening, Facebook community. Jennifer from Energizing and Inspiring Fitness. I'm hopping on here again for my daily talk and tips. I hope lighting is okay. I kind of got kicked out of work on time because they're checking alarms or something, so it's not the best lighting here, so I do apologize, but hopefully my voice is clear and that's all that really matters. You can listen. Thanks to everybody hopping on, and I hope everybody had a nice weekend, got some rest, relaxation. I know I did, even despite a crazy busy day traveling to West Virginia yesterday for a cheer competition, but cheer season's almost over, so I certainly can do it. Over the past couple of weeks, I know I've hopped on here a few times and talked about some different things related to stress, how it affects our health, and some ways that we can treat our stress and help make ourselves feel a little bit better. But also what I want to talk a little bit about is, I'm kind of, a person who likes to, nip things in the bud, get down to the bottom of, the source of the problem and work at treating that instead of just putting a band-aid on things. So while some of those previous things I've talked about, are important because obviously we can't eliminate all sources of stress, it is important that we, do identify some of the things that stress us out. I don't know about you. I have various ones, but one of the most common ones that I hear, and I know myself, to be honest, is a true stressor as well, is, finances. And, I don't know about you, if you have a budget, if you've done a budget, if you've tried a budget. I know myself very guilty of really not living by a budget, despite multiple attempts to do so. Definitely, I am determined to, really get this budget thing down, figure out where every dollar is going to, and how I can save money or use my money more effectively. Probably my biggest reason, well, there's two, obviously I'd like to be out of debt. I'd like to, have financial freedom, and live comfortably. But more importantly, I really want my children to learn how to do a budget and how to live within a budget, because, that was not anything I was ever taught early on. And without a budget, we can certainly get ourselves into some trouble sometimes, or just difficult situations. So I'm going to talk over the next couple of days about some things about budgets. I don't know about you. I love Dave Ramsey. If you haven't heard about him, look him up, Google him. Definitely some great resources on budgeting. If you have the opportunity to take a Financial Peace University course, I highly recommend that. I did take one of those. It is worth every dollar spent on it. Now my issue is, implementing all of those things that I learned. I love learning information. I'm sure there's others out there as well. But, as with any goal in our life, we have to execute what we learn, or, why learn it. So, my goal is to, really work on a budget. I invite you to follow me along as I try this whole budget journey. And, I'll be sharing through Facebook, Instagram, I'll be, documenting my journey, I guess, with it, the good and the bad, because it's not going to be super simple. I've tried it before. I've tried it several times, and I don't want to say I fail, because we only fail if we give up, and I haven't given up, so I am starting again. A couple of things about budget, just some basic principles to start off with. Budgeting is actually the number one key to successfully saving money. It reduces a lot of stress. It helps us identify where we're spending money and where we can cut some expenses so we have some money to save or pay off some debt, that type of thing. So, budgeting is extremely important. So, hopefully I can help guide you along that path as well. My notes here. Another, important part about saving money is to make sure we're paying ourselves first. And I realize easier said than done. Many months, and for many people, being that, it's hard to just even, pay the basic expense of everyday living, food on the table, that type of thing. But okay, my technical skills, I had it on Do Not Disturb, so I apologize for that. It's 5 o'clock, so the kids are calling. A very important thing with budgeting is, like I said, to pay ourselves first. We look at budgeting as a bill in and of itself. But before we can do that, we need to know, where we can cut costs and how much money we can have to, make that bill so we can, save a little bit each month, even if it's a small amount. And then, certainly, common sense, but again, easier said than done. We need to learn how to, live within our means and spend far less than, or not necessarily far less, but spend less than what we make. So, I too am guilty of that as well. 4 girls trying to juggle everything. It's hard. Not saying that it isn't, but I'm up for the challenge. I hope you are too. So if you are somebody who, also struggles financially, struggles with setting a budget, I invite you to join me on my journey. Maybe you can do it as well. I'll be sharing some additional tips in my blog as well, which I'll post later tonight and also over the next couple of days, as well as, sharing some additional tools that I've received during the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace course, that type of things that you can use as well. One of my, favorite sayings, and I think of often from Dave Ramsey, is actually, you want to live like no one else today so you can live like no one else tomorrow. So that is definitely my goal. I hope it's a goal of yours too. And again, check out my blog later on. Follow me over the next couple of days as I provide some additional tips and tools, and watch my Facebook and Instagram as I document my journey. Have a great evening.